You're live, Angela.
You're live.
No, listen.
I should
You
come
always
up with
do
a better
that.
joke. I should come up with a different joke.
I am live. You're live. We're live.
We're live.
Bobo's
Everybody's
live. No Trolls is live.
Oh,
we
sweet.
are live.
That's so many.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing great and feeling
Whoops.
absolutely fabulous. And if you're catching us, on the replay, I hope you're also feeling fabulous. If you're catching us on the replay, you'll see that I'm trying to fix my hair because I have to buzz my head, and I see it like.
I love it when your hair is this length because it feathers forward on your forehead and you look like Julius Caesar. Like all the statues of where they've got the little curls in their forehead.
Really?
Yep.
My dad too. That's kind of my dad. But my dad. I think I had whatever. We don't have the same hair, but kind of the same hairline. If that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know if it makes any sense, Angela. So many things happening. It's kind of a crazy time. I'm very upset that I have not found this Justin Baldoni. I feel completely left out.
I know. Me too.
I don't understand why I can't find this document. If anyone knows where it is, please email us at freedonsplum@gmail.com so I can fucking read it. I have picked some stuff around the internet that like people are sharing, and I have some reading to do. But I'm upset generally because I just can't. I don't know where the fuck it is. Did I swear? Should I not swear?
Yes, you swore.
Oh wait.
People are giving us some interesting highlights though, to whet the appetite. Until
We've got some stuff to
out.
talk about for sure. This drives me crazy that I haven't been able to find this thing. I'd like to read it live for you guys, and I'm going to Cosmic Urgencies. Chagrin. Pop out chat.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my desktop ready because I didn't have time to get my desktop ready.
Do you have sound?
Yeah. Do you have sound? You can't hear me in those headphones of yours?
I pulled up the last little tidbit that I saw about this excerpt from the deposition. I have to do a better job. I have been sick all day because I accidentally poisoned myself a couple days ago and I'm still recovering.
Yes.
It turns out it's possible to poison yourself with just regular food.
I don't understand.
I have learned that it is not abnormal to develop new food sensitivities as you age. And I just want to say I did not agree to that. It's kind of bullshit. But this is where I find myself. And so I haven't really been doing any preparation for the show for the last few days because I've just been a lump on the couch.
Yeah, I've been kind of soloing it on that side, but I don't care. It's fine, whatever. I've got a nice broth going for you right now.
Yeah, I know, it's very sweet.
Working on that, and we'll take care of it together.
You're a very good nurse.
We'll get through it together.
Can I share with you this part that was shared on the Pro Lively subs?
Well, before let's take care of Busfield first, shall we?
Oh yeah, okay.
And then we can move on. But the Tim Busfield thing is getting crazy.
Well, not so much anymore because he's in custody, right?
No, it's still getting crazy, and I'll explain. Let me read this too. He, by the way, Timothy Busfield, surrendered to police. He was taken into custody. Today he appeared before a judge, where he was not arraigned. However, he was detained. He will remain in jail for the time being. And horrifically, I got to read this. I got to just read this. So TMZ has an article called "Prosecutors Allege a Third Child Victim in Court Ducks." Now, as soon as I saw this,
so the news broke in media, and then a third victim is coming forward.
Yeah, and so that happened.
That sucks, man.
Well, at first I kind of rolled my eyes at it because I was like,
"Oh, why?"
I had a bad reaction to it, like that. I'm not like ashamed of, but I'm like, you can do better, Dale. I kind of just like, okay, here they come, out of the woodwork, right?
Yeah, but
let me read this.
Do you believe he's innocent?
Well, just let me read this. It's not about what I believe. Prosecutors in New Mexico want Timothy Busfield behind bars pending his trial or whatever. What do they call that? That he's going to remain detained. He is staying in jail. The judge has already ruled on this. This comes before that.
Oh.
This article was just before he had appeared before the judge.
But this is why the prosecutor wants him
and the
in
judge
jail.
Granted the prosecutor's motion to keep him detained at least until he gets, I guess, arraigned or whatever it is, which she says constitutionally in the state of New Mexico, he will have, within the 5 days. He's supposed to have this process within 5 days.
Right.
So within 5 days, we're going to find out whether or not he's going to remain in jail. But it's already not looking good for him to get out. And let me explain why. Well, let TMZ do it. I'll read from their article. In new legal documents obtained by TMZ, prosecutors lay out all the reasons why they want Timothy to remain locked up as the criminal case proceeds, including the serious allegations he's facing here, plus a fresh accusation made yesterday from the father of an alleged victim. And by the way, I'm just going to warn you right now, this is a fucking graphic ass article. So just hold, if you plug your ears and
Content
sing
warnings?
mom, 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 if you don't want to hear this shit.
Yikes.
Prosecutors say the alleged victims here were child actors on the Cleaning Lady, while Timothy was directing the show in 2022 in New Mexico. And they say that one of the boys claims that Timothy repeatedly touched his penis and buttocks over clothing while they were alone on set, often while the kid was lying on a bed.
What the fuck, man?
In the docs, prosecutors say the alleged victim's claims are corroborated by therapy records diagnosing him with PTSD and anxiety, medical records documenting grooming and sexual abuse concerns, behavioral change, including nightmares, bedwetting, withdrawal, and fear, plus independent witnesses describing Timothy as touchy and physically inappropriate.
That's so fucked up because that's just a kid. So, of course, fucking bedwetting. That's so fucking sad.
Prosecutors say that Timothy admitted he likely tickled and touched the children involved in the case and maintained offset relationships with them and their family, though he claimed...
And their family?
Yeah. Though they claim he contradicted himself when he told police that he didn't really know the boys at all.
Oh, well, that is not what you're supposed to do when you're questioned by law enforcement.
They say the boy's twin brother independently disclosed unwanted touching by Timothy and corroborated the pattern of inappropriate physical contact authority-based silence. I don't know what that means. Prosecutors say that Timothy encouraged the boys to call him Uncle Tim and purchased gifts, socialized with the family outside of work, and, quote, exploited the chaotic filming environment to isolate the children, conduct consistent with grooming behaviors recognized in child sex abuse cases. And get this, the father, now that wasn't the graphic part. The father of another alleged victim came forward to law enforcement Tuesday to report his daughter was sexually abused by Busfield in Sacramento, California, several years ago. According to the court filing, the 16-year-old girl was auditioning for Busfield at a theater when he kissed her, and he slipped his hands down her pants, touching her vagina. That is just graphic and horrible. That's what I consider to be highly graphic.
So how does it work if a new person comes out right after they've filed charges? Do they get lumped into the case?
I don't know. The records state, but listen to the credibility of this claim. The records state that Busfield begged the family not to report the incident to law enforcement if he received therapy, and the dad, who is a therapist, thought that at the time that would be the best way to handle it.
The dad, who is a demon, thought that was A-okay.
Can you imagine? It's weird because, the dads that are out there. In fact, I just read a headline about a father who took the life of somebody who molested his 5-year-old daughter. And in Texas, I think it was, he wasn't charged.
He wasn't charged, right?
Nope.
Because Texas understands, okay, well.
They were like,
that's fair.
Are you good? We're not going Charlie Bronson here?
Right.
No Charlie Bronson. Off you go then. Off you go.
Yeah.
The man walks, and sleeps in the same bed tonight as he did the night before he took the life of his daughter's perpetrator. But then there are these parents, and this parent's like, okay, get therapy and we're good. His hands went down the child's pants. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, so this is all to explain why they wanted to keep him in prison.
So they say that Timothy poses an ongoing and serious danger to children and to the community, and they claim that his conduct reflects a calculated pattern of grooming, lack of boundaries, and exploitation of professional authority to gain access to minors. Whew. Prosecutors say Timothy has a documented pattern of sexual misconduct, abuse, authority, and grooming behavior. They say he faced sexual assault allegations in 1994 when a 17-year-old extra on Little Big League sued him in Los Angeles County Superior Court, claiming Timothy assaulted her, served her alcohol, groped her, and attempted to have sex with her in a trailer. They say Timothy denied the claims, countersued for extortion, and they settled privately.
In 1994?
94.
Oh my God.
What's more, prosecutors, which is like 94 is like, that hits variety and it doesn't go anywhere because they settle out of court or whatever,
Yeah.
It doesn't really, maybe it gets to like, like the.
Yeah, TMZ didn't exist.
Well, there was the National Choir and
the internet.
Star,
The
whatever,
internet was not gonna, publicize this guy's wrongdoings.
Prosecutors say that Warner Brothers investigated Timothy in February 2024 after an anonymous complaint was made through a SAG-AFTRA hotline when Timothy was accused of entering a trailer on the set of The Cleaning Lady and kissing a 6-year-old boy on the face while the kid was in a haircut. They say the complaint further alleged that there were photos of Timothy tickling and caressing the head and bodies of minor boys, obviously drunk. So that's just ugly, 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 ugly. There's a video of him appearing before the court
In his orange jumpsuit.
in an orange jumpsuit. Yeah, it's chilling, to see that. It's really chilling. It's a chilling fucking visual.
I'm so glad that justice finally caught up to him. I don't think for a second that guy is innocent of all of those claims. I mean, that is really heavy. That's a fucking pattern of behavior, man.
What's so interesting is that he got away with it in 94 if the allegations were true then.
Right.
Which if this is a consistent pattern of behavior, then he got caught now.
And he was continuing to work.
So it won't be surprising if we hear a bunch more. Because from 1994 until 2024 has a lot of time.
I don't know how, like, for instance, so you got blacklisted when you actually didn't do anything. But how the fuck is a guy like this who's got somebody filing a lawsuit able to continue working with kids?
Because the people who are alleging things against him are like you and me, just regular people. If that was like a big star, a studio head, a massive agent.
Oh my God.
Timothy Busfield would be, blacklisted. But, unless you've got somebody who has power doing the deed, they get away with it. No Two Trolls is here. Bobo is here. Stacy is here.
So
What's
good
up?
to see everybody.
Delicate. It's so good to see you.
Sorry, I'm so low energy today.
I'm going to need you to pick it up, Angela.
I know. Archival Raccoon is asking which document. We were looking for, apparently there's new unredacted portions of Baldoni's deposition.
Yeah.
And Heath's.
Yeah.
So I saw that there was like an updated list on, what was it? The Baldoni Files subreddit. But those were only updated about the releases in December, which we covered all of those. And so I don't know where people are finding this new stuff.
It's driving me fucking crazy. I feel like I'm left out.
I know.
I feel like people are like trying to keep me out of the fucking loop.
Listen, I looked at the
Conspiracy, Angela.
I looked at the docket on Court Listener, and I can't find anything that's labeled deposition at all.
Well, I got one for you that's going to be fun. Let me read it for you now. Unless you got some other stuff you want to talk about first.
Well, is it the same one I was going to read?
How am I supposed to know that?
Is this the one about the dance scene?
No.
Okay. What's this one you got? This is from Baldoni's deposition?
Yeah.
Go for it. Because mine's about the dance scene.
Dancing.
Do you want me to go first? Are you not ready? You sound like you're not ready. You still sound like you're not ready.
I just, listen, man, I'm pulling up my pants. Hang on here.
No Two Troll says, I can't eat strawberries. I used to love strawberries. That's such a cruelty. I'm so sorry that you developed an intolerance for strawberries. That's so sad. I could eat mangoes until I was like 13 years old, and then they gave me a horrible like rash breakouts, like total severe allergic reaction, like burn my skin type. And I learned that mangoes are part of the poison sumac family, so it makes sense, but that was a cruelty because mangoes were my favorite. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead with mine.
No, you're not. I'm about to go. So you can just grab a seat.
Archival Raccoon said, oh, interesting. I saw a lot of drama about unredacted documents with addresses and everything. Maybe they were taken down.
Well, there was apparently a doxing of Justin Baldoni's plays or whatever.
Oh, right.
So.
Right. Maybe that's why I couldn't see them, because somebody had posted
Well,
a link and it was a dead link for me.
Blake Lively fans are just absolutely insane. These people, if they get a hold of that address, what will they do? They'll clearly pull the meat from his rib bones, man.
He's never even at home anyway. He's fucking always in Costa Rica or fucking Hawaii or whatever.
Like Blake Lively fans are going to be like, say what? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know he lived there.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that is, if anybody's going to go after them, they tried to over It Ends With Lawsuits. They tried to paint the kidnapping threats on Steve Sarowitz on Blake Lively, and Blake Lively, like, fueling that fire, which is just so patently absurd.
It's always projection too, because when
a mother of four,
when Taylor Swift literally had a guy scaling her fence, and
it was them.
And, yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it?
It was sent by them, yeah.
Okay, so we all know about Justin Baldoni talking to her dead father, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Here it is.
I keep forgetting about this detail because it is so bonkers that I can't even believe that it's real. And it kind of doesn't even really, it comes out of nowhere, and it's just like the most strange behavior I've ever heard from anybody. Okay, so tell me the story about how Justin Baldoni thought it was cool to tell Blake Lively that he was in communication with her deceased father.
Gladly.
Like he's not a total fucking...
By Mr. Gottlieb.
monster. Okay.
Question. Again, we did this before. You understand, because we had this exchange before, that an official complaint does not need to be filed in order for something to violate the Wayfarer Studio sexual harassment policy, right? Objection, correct. And you understand that there are supervisor responsibilities that apply. Objection, that do not depend upon filing an official HR complaint, right? Objection, correct. Okay, but just to point you back to 954, page 6, paragraphs 1 through 6, it says, and I stand by the fact that I was not aware of any violations of the policy. If any supervisor or manager becomes aware of a violation of this policy. And then
This is Baldoni talking?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to tell me when he's talking.
Oh, answer. But just to point you back to 954, page 6, paragraphs 1 through 6, it says, as read, if any supervisor or manager becomes aware of a violation of this policy, and I stated that, and I stand by that fact, that I was not aware of any violations of the policy. Okay, so you would need to, under your understanding of the policy, you would need to determine in your judgment that the policy had been violated before you got HR involved. Objection. Witness. Baldoni. I don't believe I was aware of any violation of the policy. If that were the case, I guess I don't need to be starting here. Maybe it's...
We already read this part too, where he is getting tripped up when they're shoving his nose in the fact that his own policies, Wayfair's HR documents, right, like their pamphlet, that he is contradicting when he's like, I didn't have to do anything with HR, and they're like, but it says right here in black and white print that you are supposed to. You know about this, right? He's like, yeah, I knew about it.
Okay,
he's trying to like dance around. Did you see how Baldoni, when he reread the part from the document, he didn't finish the sentence? Because the end of the sentence said that what his responsibilities were. It's very
question. Question. Did you ever tell Miss Lively that you had spoken to her deceased father? Answer. Let me shift gears real quick. Please ask that question again. Did you ever tell Miss Lively that you had spoken to her deceased father? No. And is that because, is your answer no, because in your view, you told Miss Lively that you had prayed to her deceased father? Objection. No, I'm talking about the context of the conversation and the multiple conversations that happened regarding Miss Lively's, unfortunately deceased father by Mr. Gottlieb. Was there ever a point in time when you told Miss Lively that you had communicated in any form with her deceased father? I insinuated to Miss Lively in a conversation where the previous day we had spoken about life after death and various things, which we don't have to discuss now, that I had prayed for her dad and I had asked him to bless our movie. Who else was there when you had that? This was at her, I don't know what you call it. She used to call it Buckingham Palace. As she said, because so many celebrities walk through there, I think. I think that was her office in the penthouse apartment, which was the place that Miss Lively requested all of our meetings be. It was just her and myself. It's your testimony that Miss Lively used to refer to that as Buckingham Palace. That's what her and Mr. Reynolds would call it. Okay. They may have said it was something that Taylor Swift had said. And so your testimony is that in the meeting in the office with Miss Lively's apartment, in Miss Lively's apartment building, you shared with Miss Lively that you had prayed to her deceased father. Objection. 4, and asked him to bless our movie by Mr. Gubley. Is there any other time that you can recall that you mentioned to Miss Lively communicating in any other way with her deceased father? Objection. Witness. May I ask a clarifying question? Mr. Gottlieb. Sure. Answer. What do you mean by quote unquote communicating? Question. I think it's more important to understand what you mean by quote unquote communicating.
Right.
Answer. If communicating means a two-way conversation, is that what you're implying?
No.
That I'm suggesting to Ms. Lively that I had a two-way conversation with her deceased father?
Sounds crazy, right?
Question. I'm asking what you recollect saying to Miss Lively, and so I don't want us to get tripped up on talking to you, communicating. What did you express to Miss Lively about whatever interaction or message or prayer? What did you express to Miss Lively about her deceased father any time other than what you just told me? May I provide a little context and then answer the question? Gottlieb, I can't stop you. Answer, you could. Gottlieb, go ahead. Baldoni, I would give you consent. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Answer, the previous day in her office, as was customary, Miss Lively and I were having a conversation about all sorts of things. She was an actor. I'm a director. I'm also an actor. And part of that is getting to know the person that you're acting with. This is something that all acting coaches and people, I believe, at a high level do. You get to know the person that you're working with. And I was made aware that Miss Lively's father had passed somewhat recently, I think within a few years. Oh. And I had imagined that it might be difficult to be making a movie for the first time since his passing, since I learned he was like an acting coach. So I asked her if this was the first film that she had made since he'd passed. And she said yes. And I think I said something about that must be hard, and you know, what was he like? You know, like I've always found it in many years in my years of experience being a human, that oftentimes it's nice.
In my years of experience being a human,
he's very good at it. He's been a human for a very long time, or maybe not. Maybe he's just become human fairly recently.
He's so insufferable. Oh my God. So the lawyers are just like, okay.
That oftentimes it's nice to discuss the memories of the people who have passed. And from what I heard, they were very close. So just in a way of having a conversation with Miss Lively to build connection as we were working together fairly intimately. So she shared a little bit about her dad. I remember asking if she had any spiritual beliefs or so. And then I asked if it was okay if I shared mine.
She's like, oh, here we go.
And so I shared a very brief summary of my faith, specifically because I said we have some really beautiful beliefs about life after death. And this already becomes inappropriate instantly.
Absolutely.
Because forget about the dad and the other stuff, and we'll get to that. But he's about to now, boss of the movie, talk to employee of the movie about his fucking faith. This is uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. This would make me very uncomfortable, right? Because, like, I'm completely agnostic.
Regardless of what your faith is, this is an uncomfortable workplace situation.
Well, maybe not. If we shared the same faith, maybe I'd be like, let's get into it. Let's, like, you know, burn sticks, you know.
Right, but he's, you know, he has other people he can talk to about that.
And so I shared that, you know, I really believe that those of us, the people in our lives, our loved ones who pass on, are close to us, are closer to us now than they were when they were here. I gave her the analogy of the womb and how in the Baha'i faith, we are told that when we are infants in the womb, we have our whole world of existence. We are developing things. We are developing our eyes, our ears. We're developing our skin, our lungs. We're developing all these things, but we don't have any use for them in the womb.
Meanwhile,
world.
The stenographer is like, are you fucking kidding me with this?
She's just like,
how long is this guy gonna fucking monologue about
who's coming out with the short film
fucking womb? Like, what are we talking about?
Womb world. but we don't have any use for them in the womb world.
The question was...
All the while, we are coexisting in this world. So basically, a baby is in both places at once. We are aware of the baby in the womb, and we can pray for it, and we can influence it. And then I just explained that our belief is that when we die of the womb, we are born into this world. And we need everything that we are developing. But when we die in this world, we only take with us our spiritual qualities. What a fucking... I mean, already I'm like, you explained that to her? Dude, she was definitely not sitting comfortably in her seat through the whole way.
In a work meeting. Weird.
But as it relates to her father, I was explaining that we were... That where we go next, which I believe you can call it heaven. I believe if you're... I believe you're Jewish, like most of my family. Whatever you believe in or don't believe in, what I was explaining to her was that I believe that just like we could pray for the baby in the womb, I believe they can help us and pray for us, which is why all these little coincidences and miracles can happen. So based on that conversation, which I actually went back to and told my wife that Miss Lively and I had a lovely conversation about life. She seemed very engaged, but also she's an actress, so maybe she wasn't. Oh, you're an actor, maybe you weren't.
Yeah, right.
You fucking fuck.
Yeah.
The next morning, when I came in, because I had prayed for her father, I let her know that. And so it was in the context of this larger conversation, which I summarized shortly. It was much longer than that I offered a prayer for her father. And I asked him to bless our film because I believe that those who have passed on can still help us. Okay. I wasn't in any way saying that her and I or him and I like had a conversation or broed out. And that wasn't the context, nor do I think if you were a witness in the room, you would have felt that way.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
He talked to her dad. He's fucking...
That makes it so much better. Because what he's describing, just to clarify for him, what he's describing is a practice called ancestral veneration. This is something that a lot of spiritual faiths do all across the world and through, the generations of humanity. It's not uncommon, but what you fucking don't ever do is practice ancestral veneration with somebody else's fucking ancestors.
Weird.
What the fuck is he thinking?
That's so weird. Unless you're invited, I guess. He could be invited, right?
She also just already stated that she doesn't vibe with the same thing he vibes. So why did he think that he could take the liberty of telling her that he is going and doing this stuff? Hey, thanks for the information you gave me yesterday about your very, very, very personal life and feelings. I went home and I exploited that straight away. And then I came home for my own benefit, right? So that my film turns out better. Okay. So I'm just telling you about that today. How's that supposed to make anybody not feel uncomfortable? Unbelievable.
Well, this isn't just inappropriate. He did talk to her dad, according to him, because he prayed to him and he believes that he can hear him. So it is what she said.
He said that
I would have interpreted it the very same way if he'd have done that to me. I would have walked away saying, that motherfucker said he talked to my dad last night and told him to fucking bless my damn movie.
He said that our deceased loved ones are closer to us in death than they are in life. And then he went home and he basically yoinked that deceased loved one away from her and put it straight in his pocket.
Yeah, as he does, as he seems to do. He seems to make everything about him in that way.
Like if he really does believe this stuff, then that's what he's saying that he did. And he's confused why anybody's offended.
It's about for me the big offense is trying to impose Baha'i faith doctrine on an employee. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you're supposed to get to know each other and all this other stuff.
Okay, but why? And also, like, how does he justify playing fucking games? Any games, right? Like, oh, I decided to pray to this one guy. I got a whole fucking host of people I could pray to, but you told me about a person who's dead in your life, and so I prayed to him. Why does he think that he has the liberty to do that? Like, I don't understand why he.
There's more.
Oh, there's more?
There's more.
Oh my God, this fucking guy.
Mr. Gottlieb, can we take a short break? Asks Miss Shapiro. Mr. Gottlieb, after I'm done asking a follow-up question to that answer, which was approximately 6 minutes long.
He looked at his clock. He looked at his watch and was like, he probably sat back and crossed his arms.
Baldoni, I'm sorry. I wasn't, Mr. Gottlieb, you gave me context. I told you could. Answer. I was only following directions. Question, I'm noting that it lasted. I'm just noting
I know.
that it lasted 6 minutes.
I really like that he put him on the back feet, though.
It's brilliant. This is so brilliant, all of this. I am noting that it lasted 6 minutes. I am not interested in this question, I am not interested in what you intended to communicate. I'm interested in what you recall specifically saying.
Yeah.
The words that you specifically recall saying. And at any point in time that you can think of, did you say to Miss Lively that you had spoken to or had a conversation with her deceased father? Objection. Baldoni. At no point in time have I ever spoken to Miss Lively and said that I had a conversation with her deceased father, nor have I ever said to anyone that I've had a conversation with anyone who was deceased, as I was not born with this ability to speak to the dead.
He's being snotty as if that's not fucking outlandish, as if that's some sort of outlandish response to everything that he just said. It's fucking crazy.
Question. Okay.
Like, that's a very valid follow-up question, bro.
Question. Okay. And I'm almost Miss Shapiro. Can we please take a break? Let me tell you that he gave a 6-minute answer, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as he gave a 6-minute answer, what did Miss Shapiro do?
She wants to take him into the hallway and talk to him.
She wants to take him into the
wants to
fucking
coach
hallway,
him.
and she wants to say, "Motherfucker,
Yep.
you don't answer questions.
You answer the questions
in paragraphs, motherfucker.
You answer the questions you're asked and
Because
nothing more."
It is the worst mistake you can make as a deponent is to go on soliloquies. He literally confesses.
Yeah.
He confesses to this, right? Like, I mean, it's not he confesses. There's another excerpt we can talk about by that, but he's I mean, the amount of information, like he's telling he ostensibly a jury that he imposed his religious beliefs
Yeah.
onto one of his employees, and that he used his religious beliefs to communicate directly with one of the employees' dead fathers, the deceased relative, to try and gain blessing and honor for the film. Like, what the fuck? First of all, think about this for a second in terms of just what it can mean. Like, it can mean, right? Like, what if the film's a fucking flop? What if somebody died on set?
I didn't even think about that.
What if somebody died on set? Like, what if there was a major accident?
Yeah, like a horrible...
Like a total freak accident.
Yeah.
Somebody's running across with coffees and donuts.
Yeah, or even what happened, which was his film got stopped in the middle of production because of all these labor union strikes. Like, that did happen. That was awful. And then all this shit that, that he says he's a big victim of all the shit that happened with Blake Lively. So, maybe her father was the wrong person.
Look at the shit show this is now. And then think about this guy trying to drag her dad into it.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is the lack of
If you have
forethought.
these woo-woo beliefs, you got to consider it, right?
This is the lack of forethought, right? Like, this is the lack of forethought of a guy not understanding. Like, he just wants to live with his heart and his shit on his sleeve and all this other stuff.
The thing about,
and he wants to impose on her and others his beliefs. He's not asking you to believe them. He's asking you to consider them. He speaks about them in this context to the attorney, right, to Gottlieb. He speaks of them in the context of Gottlieb's going to be impressed by this. He's like, because it's beautiful and it's this and it's that. Like, he's
like, I'm a philosopher.
selling Gottlieb.
Yeah, right.
He's selling everyone in the fucking room his religion. He's evangelizing the Baha'i faith in his deposition as he evangelized it to her. It's fucked up. I mean, it's completely fucked up.
Deanne said, "I love Gottlieb's sarcasm. Ezra is equally acerbic, gloriously so."
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Okay, so continuing, Mr. Gottlieb. Okay, so can we please take a break? Shapiro. Gottlieb, I'm almost done. Shapiro, one more question and then we're taking a break. Gottlieb, do you recall ever saying to Miss Lively after she referenced in a joke, "Tell my dad he owes me $40. Do you recall ever pulling $40 out of your coat or one of your pockets?" Objection. Gottlieb, question, out of the pockets, out of one of your coats. Objection. Why is he trying to straighten the question out right there? Like, straighten it out.
He wants to phrase it better.
Witness, also known as Justin Baldoni. So I remember a very funny coincidence, and I don't believe it was 40. I believe it was 20. So from my perspective, I remember it was 20. And the reason I remember it was 20 was because I was on my way to her apartment and I found $20 on the road. And I remember it was 20 because I'm sure if you found $20, like, that's a rare thing to find. So she made a joke as Miss Lively often does. And so I made a joke back, and the conversation was in no way. I just found $20. It was two people joking, and it was never intended nor meant to be anything that was serious. But I did find $20.
I believe him in this, but he's set himself up to fail by being so inappropriate in the first place. But I do believe his version of the events.
That it was a joke.
Well, I think that,
or that it was lighthearted.
It's also a very small detail. So him saying, "Here's $20 that your father beamed down from heaven unto you."
Yeah, it would be much different if he's like.
It's not the worst thing that he said in the conversation. You know what I mean?
It'd be much different it'd be much different if she's like, "Yeah, tell him he owes me $20," and he's like.
That's how I thought it went. His version of events makes a lot more sense. I thought he was just going to be like stunned silent, pull it out like in a movie. The violins would crescendo, the violins would rise. She'd be overcome with tears. They'd embrace.
Super fantastic work by Gottlieb here, I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That this man spilled 6 minutes of dialogue about how he was pushing his faith into this woman's lap under the auspices of the death of her father is just
he will never miss an
wild.
Opportunity to explain what he's learned about his faith. And this is the thing about Baha'i faith specifically, because they don't have like a centralized religion organization like a lot of other organized religions do, where there's like where the education about the holy book or the lessons or whatever comes from a priest or a pastor or a rabbi or any of these other people.
Yeah.
In Baha'i, there's none of those people. And so
they have elders.
They have elders, but they're not like preachers, right?
But they're elders.
They're not instructors. They're not teachers.
No, but they still have some kind of authority or at least majesty.
But my point is that when you are a member of the Baha'i faith, I don't know this personally, but apparently it's your job to study the texts and learn on your own. And that's why he's got so many prayer groups and stuff that he discusses all of this stuff with. And I think that's why he is so eager to be the teacher about all of this, because he's the guy that holds the knowledge. It's not his pastor at church. There's no authority down the road who's the guy that you ask about this stuff. It's him.
I'm not crazy, right? Objectively. And the reason I'm asking is because it ends with lawsuits is where I got this excerpt.
Yeah.
And this excerpt was dropped under the auspices of the OP posting another thing Blake Lively lied about and twisted a normal interaction into something fantastical.
I'm sorry. There's nothing normal about that interaction. Oh my God.
Right? I'm not out of my mind.
No, you're not out of your mind. There's nothing normal about that interaction.
Totally abnormal in every possible way.
And it might be a normal conversation between two people who don't really know each other very well, except when you talk about how he is the boss and she is the employee and this is their first meeting. Is it not their first meeting?
This is no, I don't know if this is their first meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first meeting, sorry, I got it confused. So the first meeting was when he told her he was circumcised. That's what happened at the first meeting. This fucking guy.
Are you going to cut the child? Are you going to cut the child?
I really need to know about your unborn baby's penis.
I want you to know that if you cut the child, it's cool. Mine looks great, and it's highly functional.
Unbelievable. Manderly 33 is with us saying,
What's up?
Asking someone else's dead relative to bless your movie in prayer is wild.
It's whack. It's totally whacked. And first of all, he did that knowing. Here's what's weird about what he divulged in that answer. He divulged in that answer that he found this out from somebody else, and then turned it into this thing that he wanted to bond with her with. And I think that is like really disturbing. Like the idea is like, oh, okay. So that means he sat and thought about it. Do you know what I mean? Like he thought about it. He's like, man, I want to talk about the death of her father. Like that would just never occur to me.
I think it occurs that some people who are manipulative in social situations where they are really trying to get the other person to be friends with them, sometimes I think they don't know that they're manipulative. But there's a whole generation that was born from Stephen Covey's. No, it wasn't Stephen Covey. Who was the guy who How to Make Friends and How to Win Friends?
Dale
and Influence
Carnegie.
People? Dale Carnegie, right. So there's a whole bunch of people who think that they can like massage.
How to win friends and influence people or whatever it
Yes,
is.
they think that they can like massage a social conversation in order to gain favor from the person. I think that that's what he does all the time. It's a very, very typical thing for insecure men to do. And I don't know that he realizes it, but anybody who is socially, experienced is going to read that as manipulation. Even the fucking Dale Carnegie stuff, you know? They're like, why do you keep saying my name? It's weird.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think Dale Carnegie might be responsible for the biggest mass influence into people being insincere.
It totally like snowballed into like the pickup artist sort of ecosystem, you know?
It really did. But this whole idea of like, look them in the eye, always smile. How you doing, Angela? Like,
repeat their name.
He created this world or this disposition of insincerity, and like sort of like in the weird part about it is that he may have found a way because of his charisma, Dale Carnegie. He may have found a way with his charisma to really work with that and it'd be very fluent and very natural for him. But as a thing to install into one's own behavior, it can become very jarring very quickly. Like I've been around so many people. I worked in the corporate world. We live very modestly, extremely modestly, and we do so in part because I refuse to work for corporate America. I just won't do it anymore. It's like I just can't do it. It's filled with lies and filth, and it is nasty.
I got no problem.
Yeah, it's a different kind of illness that I didn't want to incur. Right. I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I also felt like they were exploiting me in the end. I just felt very exploited by corporate America. I was bringing in millions of dollars worth of deals and coming away with peanuts.
No, I'm the same way. The first time I ever got fired from a job, I was like, cool, I'm just never coming back. You guys don't appreciate me.
But, through my time living in the C-level world, right? And like the very last job I had, which was just such a fraud of a job. It was a .com called SpotRunner that, who's that former head of Disney? He said it was going to be the next Google. And so I started applying, and they wanted me as an editor for commercials because it was like their whole mission was to democratize television advertising for the small business and the local business. And they wanted me to like write commercials and do this. And I didn't want to do any of that because it was like, I know where the money is. So I was like, no, I want to get into sales. So I ended up like taking it took me 12 interviews and almost a year to get the job. That's how fucking exclusive this whole fucking garbage nut job fucking thing was. And I ended up getting like most of the Atlantic Seaboard as a territory. Like I had this fucking awesome territory. I was flying to Boston all over the place and whatever else. I interacted with a whole lot of people who got a whole lot of Dale Carnegie going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like no longer real human beings. They're like corporate friendliness machines.
What blew my mind is like how most of these people, especially when they find out my history with Hollywood, they talk about the fakery of Hollywood, right?
And you're like, oh,
I'm just like, man.
Takes one to know one.
Really? Yeah. You think that it's more fake than this? Because honestly, it was so hard to find a genuine human being.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It was like everybody was putting corporate face, corporate face, corporate face. And they have that in Hollywood.
I'm so stoked that the youngest generation is coming up and absolutely rejecting all of that completely. Like it's full authenticity or nothing.
Yeah.
Back to this testimony though, this deposition.
Right back at it.
Okay, but listen. If he told Blake Lively upon returning the next day after learning about her deceased father, okay, if he told her, I prayed to your father for protection in this film or whatever to help the film go well. Okay.
Yes.
How would that possibly prompt her to respond? Well, tell him he owes me $20.
I don't know. It didn't come clear in that testimony.
Do you think that that's a hint that maybe he didn't say I prayed, like one-way communication? No. Do you think he said I spoke to your dead father and that's why she said, well, tell him?
No.
Like if you're saying I prayed to, is it normal, do you think, for somebody to make that leap to say, well, tell him?
Well, listen, if you tell me, if you say, hey, I believe that if I pray to your dad, he's going to hear me. If you tell me that, then to me, that's as good as having a one-sided conversation.
Okay.
Right? Like
I was trying to figure out whether he was lying.
Think about nonverbal autistic kids, for example.
Yeah.
Right? That's a great example. There are people talking to those children, and those children do not respond. Right? Mm-hmm. Until they learn ways to respond, right? Mm-hmm. Which they have all these ways.
Alternative methods for communication, yeah.
Alternative methods for communication, including but not limited to telepathy. right? Mm-hmm. So, so I like, I kind of liken it to that, I suppose.
I was just wondering whether his story doesn't fit with her response that he admits that she gave him. Whether
I'm
he's
saying
that
if he turned around and he said, I guess I didn't make myself clear, and I clearly didn't. I'm saying if she was already like laid, if the foundation had already been laid, that he was talking to her father, by virtue of him praying to him, right? She said, "I prayed for you." He said, "I prayed for your father," and asked him. That's so praying for is what he means is that's a calling. I'm calling to me, and listen. In a new age, this is what you do when you
ancestral veneration is like, I would like you beyond the veil to assist me.
Correct.
In this life. Yeah.
And it goes all the way back in all different kinds of spirituality. That shit we've been talking to the dead in that way for time immemorial. But it means we're talking to the dead. Mm-hmm. It means that and nothing else. So to come back, so what I'm saying is that in that moment, it could have been very easily like he said something like, so I prayed for your dad last night and asked him to, to fucking help out the film. And then her response would be, tell him he owes me $40. Because that would be a funny response to a ridiculous statement.
It is a really funny response.
Because he said that he spoke to her, then went home and had the prayer.
You have got to give Lively kudos for that.
That's a fucking great joke. Are you kidding me? Especially for somebody who lost her dad 2 years prior.
Yeah, I know.
And that this is, in fact, and I learned this today, right?
Yeah.
That this was her first film since his death.
Yeah,
that she'd worked on. And he was, apparently, I don't know how true this is because I can't verify anything about them, but he was apparently, very involved in her career, at least in the certainly those beginnings.
It must have been so difficult for her, who's really snarky and has kind of this like trickster sort of personality, where she's always moving fast and she's always light on her feet in her, she talks a lot, but she's got facility with that. It must have been so strange to sort of navigate this guy, Baldoni, who's like so like overly sincere and like, I don't know. He's so exposed and vulnerable all the time. It must have been like trying to get a pan out of the oven, while it's hot. Constantly with him, like you gotta wear like padded gloves.
I wish I could get this fucking whole thing.
Yeah, I know. Would you like to hear from the chat before I move on to mine?
Yeah.
That I brought for you today? Yeah.
This fucking shit is juicy. I ain't gonna lie.
Archival Raccoon said, I was just arguing with somebody on Reddit about the dance scene a few hours ago. Well, Baldoni lied about it in testimony, which I will tell you about.
Plainly.
Erica Rydehome said, I saw someone yesterday say Colleen Hoover's cancer was karma for supporting Blake. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
How does somebody say something
like that? That's a rotten to the core human being, in my opinion. That's just a rotten to the core.
You just don't even have to engage with somebody like that. Yeah. They're lost to this world.
That is a rotten to the core.
Yeah, so that was revealed. She revealed very, I thought it was really clever how she revealed without saying what she's suffering from, that Colleen Hoover was celebrating her second to last radiation treatment. And I think she insinuated that she's dealing with cervical cancer, but she didn't specify.
Hopefully that's it, because it has a high rate of survival.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
By the way, just on cancer news, uplifting news, I can insert this now. First time ever in history, 7 out of 10 cancer patients, persons diagnosed with cancer, survive after 5 years. First time it's reached the 70% mark.
Oh, that's great.
What's so interesting about that is that milestone is reached, significant milestone is reached, while at the same time there's sharp rises in cancer diagnosis.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're getting closer, especially with those.
In other words, good fucking timing. You know what I mean?
Especially with those that what is it, frog stomach bacteria that you just learned about, how it was curing cancer in mice.
Bro, if I get cancer, I want to get it in. When it's like, oh yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, we got this. You're gonna feel shitty for a couple of days. Just take a couple of days off,
and then you're good.
Maybe knit. Do you knit? Do some knitting.
You should knit. Dale used to knit, everybody, and he doesn't knit anymore, and that's a huge sadness in my life. It was so adorable watching you knit, because look at these hands, they're so big. You got these meaty hands. It was so cute watching.
You see my dad, my dad's an amazing knitter.
He knits.
He doesn't anymore, but he
used to like get off the road as like a long distance trucker and like craft Afghans for everybody in your family, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna find out if he has any unfinished projects. If he does, he should just ship them to you.
To you.
No, I'm not going to fucking, no, my dad, the last thing he was knitting, I have no
It's
idea.
intricate?
Yeah. It's well beyond my
finish his
scope
knitting.
of abilities. Angela is a fantastic knitter
That's actually a,
and craftsperson in general. Quilts.
I regret that I can't remember the name of the organization, but there is an organization where it has a network of people who are crafts people, like knitters, crocheters, and quilters and embroiderers or whatever. And if you have a deceased loved one who left a project unfinished, you can deliver it to one of those people in your area, and they will finish it for you for free.
Isn't that something?
adorable?
Yeah, I love that.
So their whole Facebook feed is
Heartwarming as fuck.
Yeah, I think it's called the Finishing Project. I can't remember. I have to look it up.
That's a good. I mean, it's a little risque, the Finishing Project, but it's a good.
Delicate is asking, has somebody on Twitter talked about the doxed info? She's laughing. Somebody on Twitter talked about the doxed info. I responded, wow, what an admission. These freaks would be the one to actually do something.
Exactly.
Deanne said that the unredacted documents are an error by a junior, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting how Lyman will deal with it.
A junior where, though? Who's responsible? Junior on their side, my side, his side?
It would, I
other
assume
side?
it would be Gottlieb's firm, right? Because it's...
Well, I don't know. It could be a court mistake because they post them.
Oh, right.
So it could be like a clerk, like who
Oh, right.
clerk of the court. If it's Gottlieb, that's going to be bad. Real bad.
Stacy said, oh goodness, if I was Blake, I would be totally side-eyeing this dude.
It's beyond side-eyeing. You're right. Absolutely. But my God.
I know. You know what's fucked up is that I've built... This is obviously not true. This is just something I'm imagining. But if she had cried, he would have considered that a win, that they bonded. If he had made her cry, he would have been like, we had a really great bonding experience. It was a very emotional meeting. Just... I don't know. I'm just making shit up. Deanne said that the talking about Blake's father when he had died recently is offensive, hurtful, and not normal. In her grief.
Exactly.
Heidi Robinson is with us, is asking, I wonder if Justin Baldoni would benefit from cognitive behavioral therapy.
I think everybody can benefit from cognitive behavioral therapy. And the beautiful thing about cognitive behavioral therapy is that he could get a really great therapist. He can afford such things. He can then learn how to, therapize. He can learn self therapy. The one interesting and the one I think really fascinating thing about cognitive behavioral therapy is that you can actually do it on your own damn self.
Cognitive behavioral therapy would be interesting for Justin Baldoni because he does jump to conclusions based on emotional reactions. And maybe if he learned somehow to sort of like stall or slow that down, he might be able to question whether the basis of his reactions are valid or not. Like whether maybe his emotions are just dragging him around instead of like them being like true scenarios in his head. I think that Justin Baldoni would most benefit from a Jungian psychoanalyst because I feel like he has a lot of patterns. And I say this after I've read his audiobook. I've listened to his audiobook of his memoir. And he seems to be stuck in the same patterns year after year after year, even after talking about it and even after going to therapy. And then the very first time he's in a very stressful situation where he's challenged by somebody like Blake Lively, he completely fails.
Yep.
So I think that he needs to understand what is going on with these patterns that are trying to bring themselves up from his subconscious. Why does he feel like he's under attack all the time, like he mentions in his memoir? Why does he feel like he has to wear armor around people? What does all of that really come from? Because according to him in his memoir, he had a wonderful childhood. And he was like, maybe just like, it was like it seemed like normal, preteen bullying he got from kids his age. It's just, he doesn't really have a lot of basis for feeling like he's under attack all the time. But whatever. I don't know anything.
Yeah, what do you know?
Manderley says, Jesus fucking Christ, if someone tried to proselytize to me during a discussion about our characters, I would flip the fuck out.
Me too. I really would. I'd be like, hey, can we not? I would certainly be like, hey, I don't want to be offensive in this situation, but I'm not comfortable with this conversation. The whole thing, but it's my boss. So, and it's totally,
Oh my God, I
and it's
know.
Hollywood. So I'd be like, you know what I'd probably be doing? I'd probably be grinning through it and try to just like bear through it. And which is garbage. That's why it's inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, right.
Because he's the fucking boss. And so if this guy connected to a billionaire, my dreams are on the line, my opportunities on the line, whatever it might be. Look, Blake Lively needs a hit just like everybody else. Think about fucking Hollywood.
A lead role in a feature film that's
Yeah.
produced, that's being financed by Sony. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Deanne said, I'm going to go out on a limb, but I say that Justin Baldoni is cluster B, so no to CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Really? That's interesting. I don't know anything about what you just said.
I think that's reference to personality disorder.
Cluster B?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. Let's not just wait.
Deanne's so smart.
So damn smart. Cluster B personality disorders are characterized by dramatic, emotional, or erratic behaviors, including antisocial, borderline personality disorder, histrionic, and narcissistic NPD personality disorders, all involving difficulty regulating emotions, unstable self-image, impulsive actions, and troubled relationships, with ASPD focusing on violating others' rights, BPD, bipolar disorder, on emotional instability, and HPD, histrionic,
I think he certainly suffers from paranoia.
on
I don't
attention
think
seeking, and NPD on grandiosity and a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that sounds like it hits.
I mean, there is certainly something going on that made him tank the greatest opportunity of his life. And lucky for him, it panned out and he made a ton of money and the movie's out and he is still the director of it. But what the fuck is all of this for, bro? Like, he could have just sat on his hands and had a huge success and he would have moved on and he would have not been in depositions that I'm
Well, he has these problems, man. It's all very fucking evident in his testimony, in the way that he's reacted. He speaks in his testimony. He talks about, things being inferred, about things. Everything to him is a whisper in the wind, and it comes to him, and then he preys on it, and he weaves it in and out of his weird mind that is like, has this, superiority complex to start with. At least that's my view of it.
Yeah, this is an interesting discussion in the chat. Deanne said, I think Justin actually was using an area of vulnerability and Blake's grief to sell his snake oil, but also to try and get her to emotionally connect with him.
100%.
And so Cosmic Urgency said, I think he actually believes this crap.
Yeah.
And Deanne said, I know he does, but he is manipulating. He was using it to get emotional connection.
Absolutely. Again, he got remember, like, when you put it together logically, he says, I got this. She didn't give him this information. This is not a conversation where Blake Lively said, my dad died and it's a little bit tough because this is my first time on a movie since he's died and he's always had his hand in, my career. Something like that. That didn't fucking happen. What happened by his own testimony is that he learned through some other person or whatever else that her dad had died.
Yeah.
And that her dad was an actor. He got into details about her dad. He did whatever, a background check, his version of background check. Look, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to, that's not something I
No,
would do.
he's like, I got my Israeli research firm to go and dig deep in your past and come up with all these details.
It's funny you should say that because he hired...
That's why I'm saying that, yeah. He hired an Israeli firm to work on his reputation.
No, he also hired a domestic violence person to respond to tweets that were coming at him, people DMs about people wanting his help, and him, speaking about how unqualified he is to give it.
Manderley 33 said, this is how you know that Baldoni's attorneys are bad. They did a poor job of prepping their client. It's really weird for him to start on this whole narrative without having been told very clearly from his attorneys, you do not answer any questions you were not asked.
Let me tell you, dude. Leo did one in our deposition.
Oh, but it was so rehearsed. It was so obvious.
It was, but it was garbage. Like, there was so easy to poke holes in.
Yeah.
Like, it is a bad, it's always a bad idea. Like, we didn't get to rip it apart, but I printed it in my book.
Yeah.
You can read it there, or I'll read it for you one day.
They left shortly after that, right?
Shortly after that.
Yeah.
Well, they broke after that. He gave us so much juice to exploit, but we never got the chance. And we will never get the chance.
Dan said, also, people are told to do it to build rapport. They also do it. They also use it to connect quickly, like touching your elbow. Yes, I've noticed when I see video of Baldoni.
Get your fucking hand off my elbow.
When I see video of Baldoni behind the scenes, he's always, when he comes up to talk to somebody, he always touches their shoulder.
This is why it bothered me when I was in the Christian thing and they were coming up and touching me because I know what you're trying to do and I'm not your fucking homie. Get your fucking hands off me, bro. Like it blew my mind. Like I was like, do not presume that my body is your body. Or
like, I'm looking straight at you. You can talk to me. You don't have to put your hand on me.
You don't have to embrace in any kind of intimate way. Like it's like you want to offer your hand for shaking. I'll shake your hand. I'll accept your hand. I'm certain I will. But don't be coming up and taking my hand. Don't be coming up and grabbing my elbow. These things are like...
Oh, this is interesting. So Hinata said that in one of his videos...
Tanner, what's up?
Hi, Tanner. Hinata said that in one of Baldoni's videos, it's apparently clipped into his proposal video. There's a huge screen behind him with just the word death. So Hinata saying Baldoni is a speaker at his church where he often preaches about death. And that is fascinating.
He doesn't have a church, I thought.
Well, they gather. I'm sure they gather where there's a screen and they get up on a little stage and they do things.
So they go. They're nomads.
He's not anointed
nomads.
as a pastor or a leader in his church. I'm saying everybody does it because that's how Baha'i works. That is really interesting. It's so interesting that he is giving talks.
And I said, I'm Catholic and Brazilian, and please don't come touching me. It's true though, because like they're far more physically affectionate.
Yeah.
I don't know if Catholics are they physically affectionate?
When I had to get used to it when I moved there as a teenager, I was like, oh, we're doing 2 kisses on the cheeks, not just one. It's very
Ooh, wow, this is...
You're just going to put your face right in my face, huh?
Going all the way.
Hinata said he appears to be in the cemetery and says he asked his wife's hand from her dead father in his...
Oh, yeah, that's
video.
so fucking bizarre and awful. What is wrong with this guy?
It's really interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, because first of all, I find that whole thing wildly misogynistic, and so I didn't ask your dad.
Yeah,
I don't ask permission,
I know, right.
bro. Like,
I'm not fucking owned by nobody.
It came up in my other marriage. It came up. They were like, maybe you should talk to my dad, and I was like, about what? And she was like, well, maybe you should I was like, oh. You're his?
Ask for your
She's like, well, he is my dad. And I was like, I know, but you're like, okay, if you need me to, I'll do that.
Explain.
So I literally had the conversation with him and he was like, it's okay. It's okay. I was like, I'm sorry, I never had this conversation with you. I just assumed she could just make this choice on her own. Like I said that, I was like, I just assumed she could decide. He's like, It's not like what I say if I said anything, would matter anyway. And I said, well, I'm not sure. I didn't know how to react to it. I just remember, fortunately, he and I had beer in common. So we were fucking pounding them at a bar, and I was like, hey, I know I never asked you for your daughter's hand in marriage.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Your fucking daughter's hand in marriage. I mean, I get the whole, I don't know why it's romantic. It's just weird. Giving your daughter away, it sounds like such a fucking misogynistic, patriarchal fucking, it's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, giving your daughter away. It's exactly why child marriage happened. Like, that's why, that is from child marriage. Because yes, if a daughter is 12 or 13 years old and in your care.
She is still in the custody of her father.
She's in the custody of her father.
That's right. You have to transfer custody.
So you transfer in custody. You're giving away your daughter. But, my ex was 28.
Hinata said he wanted to show closeness to, Baldoni wanted to show closeness to Blake Lively, a married woman he met less than 4 months ago.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's unreasonable to try and figure out how to get close because he's preparing to film a movie where they're supposed to play a married couple.
I've said it.
I understand why he's right when he prefaces this, where he's just like, yeah, we have to actually build some really fast camaraderie, and it's a little awkward, and we try our best. But it's just, I don't know why he chose to do it the way that he did, because holy shit, dude.
Listen, I said it before. It's a little bit of a weird thing because not only do actors have to come together and get to know each other enough so that they can, fake intimacy at the highest level of intimacy, but they actually sell themselves a lot of it in the process. In other words, they start to accept things as things they like about somebody where maybe normally in a played out situation, they wouldn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, you're doing things and I'm like, oh my God, he's so funny. And then like after the movie, I'm like, I can't believe I tolerated that. This is not uncommon in a Hollywood scenario where they come together and, they have this, moment of intimacy that's deep. It's profoundly moving, can be at least. It's often like representative of an important moment in life. because making a movie is an important moment. Even the biggest stars in the world, you know, I mean, not everybody is Eric Roberts. My motherfucker flies in for a day and leaves, you know, he's like 900 movies or whatever. Most actors are lucky to get 10, 12 movies in their entire career. And these are very successful actors, maybe 20, 25 if they've got longevity. So the very significant moments in a person's life, they only happen a handful of times. So with each of these moments come, you know, deep bonding opportunities.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're recognized, and from them come, you know, friends for life. I thought I made a bunch.
Yeah, and like for sure, if I was talking to Blake Lively,
but most of it's superficial,
and she was going to star in the biggest movie of my career to date, and she was going to be the star, and I wanted to make sure she was prepared so she could do her best, and I had to act along with her. For sure, I would be fucking awkward as hell. I would make all kinds of fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
I'd probably overshare too. But I don't know why he chose these subjects. I don't know why he's telling her he's circumcised. I don't know why he's telling her that he prays to her dead father. I don't know why he thinks that any of this is not completely out of hand.
Dude, I went to a bris.
But I don't want to hear your story
let me
about
finish.
Going to a fucking bris.
You're gonna. Okay. I went to a bris and I didn't even realize what I was doing there or what was going on. Because I was just like,
because
it was like,
it makes no sense.
My son's, you know, it's my son's bris, and you're invited. And I was like, oh, I would love to come. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I didn't look it up. I didn't know what. Nobody ever told me what a bris was.
But when you found out,
I showed up and I was like, so what's going on, guys?
Are we having cake?
Fucking eating a cube of cheese. What's going on? Yeah, I'll take another.
And they're like, we'll be mutilating the baby today.
It was actually a profoundly. It was an amazing experience because it was performed very traditionally. So it was like they held the baby up and like this.
That's how they make it less weird.
They held this baby up to God, and it was like this wild thing. I was like, "Fuck!" I feel like I just went through like thousands of miles of years into the past. But the point is that you know, it wasn't on my mind. My Jewish friend had a child. The child's penis was not in my mind.
No, you're not going to think about that.
Ever. Even when I showed up for the Brits, I was like, oh, shit, we're doing that.
You're not a fucking weirdo.
Exactly. It's fucking weird to be sitting across from a woman who's about to have a child that he knows to be a boy and discuss the child's penis.
That is not top of mind on any normal person's.
No. And then to include your penis in the conversation takes it to another fucking boundary. So this guy's like jumping over boundaries like fucking, like people jumping rope. Was that good? Did I take it back?
Hinata said, "I think Baldoni is a narcissist who found a way to get away with it. Crying trauma and emotional baggage or state. He's fully aware of what he's doing."
Yeah, I think there's a reasonable percentage opportunity that this guy is a fucking narcissist. I think it's very, 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 like, you know.
I don't know, man. No Two Troll says, I find Baldoni using his faith in certain ways is exploiting his faith.
Correct.
I mean, I guess it's his to exploit, you know.
Yeah, but he's
like they have a business. His production company exists because they're exploiting their faith.
Well, I think he's doing what most people do when they're so swept up in a religion, in the way that he is. He's evangelizing.
This is so clarifying. So Deanne is making a really good point that when Baldoni was so offended that he got unfollowed,
yes,
and he was like fixated on it, and he was trying to get his publicist to deal with that.
Okay.
To deal with how it looks bad, and the publicists were like, "It's usually no big deal. Like this kind of thing happens all the time. Like don't worry." But Deanne is saying the reason why he couldn't let it go is because that was a narcissistic injury, and that the smear campaign was part of that. So when they unfollowed him, he felt injured. His ego was injured in a way that he couldn't even let go.
Well, isn't that what we read yesterday? He went into survival mode. Didn't I read that yesterday?
Survival mode.
Did I not read that yesterday?
This guy's such a head case.
I have to find that. If I have to find that because if I didn't read that yesterday, this shit's crazy. Let me see.
No Two Trolls said narcissistic injury is the worst, especially with a bruised ego. Deanne said, he behaves how abusers treat their victims. I think I'm lost on the context of this. Deanne said they seek revenge and they want to destroy. If their ego has been wounded. What a mess. I can't believe that he's still keeping it up, man. I mean, I know I say that every fucking day, but I can't believe that he never like just woke up one morning and was like, you know what? Maybe that wasn't such a big deal. Maybe I blew it out of proportion, you know?
Yeah.
Dime Beth is with us, said, also, womb world is mentioned by Justin a lot.
Yeah, man. What are you doing? Where's your mind? What are you doing? Where are you, he's just in this like sort of weird.
Tian said, I would want to vomit. Womb world.
I mean, come on.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to find this because if I didn't read this, what did I read yesterday? Didn't I read something from?
Yes, but I can't remember. Why don't you find that for tomorrow? I would like to read the one that I have saved. It's very short.
Good. Yeah, please do.
Okay, here we go.
I got another one as well.
So this is Justin Baldoni testified that he did not consider that the improvised dance scene was intimacy. Okay? And see if you can catch where he lies under oath. Gottlieb is asking, later you understood because you sent a video out to the public about that dance scene, right? Baldoni says, I didn't personally send a video out.
Oh, you didn't?
Gottlieb said, you had it sent out. And Baldoni says, I didn't have it sent out, but I agreed for it to go out, yes. Gottlieb
He
says,
just evades responsibility.
I know. Gottlieb said, and that video, yeah, he's never the boss of anything. People come to him and
He's
ask
just the
him
president.
to approve things,
Yeah,
but he's not in charge.
He's the co-chairman. He's
know.
the director. He's the actor. He's the executive producer.
It's very convenient. Gottlieb is asking, and that video of that scene involved improvisation of intimacy. Is that correct? And Baldoni says, I don't believe so. Gottlieb says, is it your testimony that everything that occurred during that scene was written into the script? And Baldoni says, no, my testimony is that I wouldn't qualify that as intimacy.
Oh.
Gottlieb said, nothing in the video of the dance scene from the bar.
I'll tell you what. Every time that I hang out with some women, I rub my lips. I just rub my lips all over their face. It's not intimate at all. They're totally cool with it. Like, we don't shake hands. We don't high five. I just walk up to them and I just go all over their face, into their ear, and I breathe heavy.
You smell so good.
You smell so good. Oh, it's body tan. I love body tan.
You do that horny growl?
I do that all the time.
And it's no big deal.
No, their husbands are like, hey, what's up, Dale? I'm like, be right there.
Can you imagine? I would have to put
Nothing
him on a
intimate
leash.
here. I think he's like, I didn't grab her boobs once, bro.
Exactly. Okay, so Gottlieb is saying nothing in the video of the dance scene from the bar is something you would describe as intimacy. And Baldoni says, I'm not a representative of SAG, nor am I an intimacy coordinator.
You are a fucking bozo, though.
Yeah, but I don't believe that an intimacy coordinator would describe the actions in that video as an intimate scene. Gottlieb is trying to clarify. It goes, did it involve physical touching? And Baldoni says, dancing. So yeah, the two characters were already touching in that scene. Did it involve kissing? Baldoni says, to my understanding, there was no kissing in that scene. Well, wow. So is he talking about the script, right? Because in the scene in the script that they were preparing to shoot, there was
he's talking about the script. He's correct.
Okay. Then Gottlieb says, but there was kissing in the video, correct?
Okay, yeah.
And Baldoni says no.
Oh my God. Okay, no, this guy is out of his mind.
Question, did you attempt to kiss Miss Lively?
He kissed her. He kissed her forehead. He kissed her cheek. I saw him do it.
Yeah. Did you attempt to kiss Miss Lively? He said no. In the filming of that scene, Gottlieb is like, are we still talking about the same thing? And again, Baldoni says no.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just lying. So the person that posted this on Reddit is like, so our eyes are lying?
Our eyes are lying.
So when I saw you do multiple kisses, and she was like, hey, I think we should talk instead.
She spent her whole time trying to convince him not to kiss her.
You don't even know what a kiss is, apparently.
He spent the whole time trying to convince her not to kiss her.
Anyway, that's all I
Don't give them what they want. Don't give it to them. Make them want it.
Yeah. He's kissing her all over except for her lips.
I mean, there's a moment when he goes right in for it, and then she backs off. She tucks her chin up into her neck.
Is he saying that there's no kissing because he never planted one on her mouth?
Yeah, probably.
Stacy said Baldoni should never hold a position of power again. How do people defend these actions? Oh, I know. Deanne said, that Baldoni was exposed with the Blake stuff because it was not what he portrayed in his book and podcast, and then he had to destroy her to protect himself.
It's that simple. And listen, the Jenny Smart thing, I said this from the very, 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 very beginning. We covered this in the first week it broke, or maybe the first 2 weeks it broke, and we've been covering it ever since. Just ask Cosmic Urgency, and you know, I can tell you unequivocally that I can't remember. I lost my track.
Kindly DiCaprio said, "I love your hoodie today." Is that a new one?
Yeah, it is. Look at you observing my. I was like, you guys know my wardrobe, right? That's because we do this shit every day. You guys are like, oh, there's that T-shirt again. Okay, songs of love and hate. We get it. We get it. Yeah.
Oh, Death Records.
You're
again?
so fucking deep, Dale.
So edgy, Death
So
Records.
edgy. You know what? Not only do you like old shit, but you yourself are old.
Cosmic Urgency is changing the subject. It says Woody Allen's next movie has a $14 million budget and will shoot in Madrid. It's going to largely be in English. I wonder if any known American actors will be in it. How old is Woody Allen? Is he going to make it?
Yeah, he's gonna make it. He's gonna live forever. He
I know that
Yeah.
he was criticized for taking a meeting in Moscow during all of this. And he's like, "You think I give a fuck about anything?"
He's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, I should be in prison.
I hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
You think I'm worried about fucking Moscow?
Yeah.
I literally wrote Jeffrey
like-
Epstein a Christmas,
he's like-
a birthday
I
card.
know. He's like, "I'm in the club, man. You don't have to worry about me."
Trust me, dude. I'm good. I'm still making movies despite the allegations. Let's see. He's got an up-and-coming movie. Yeah, the Untitled Woody Allen Project, as always. Coup de Chance in 2023. I don't recall that having a really big cast. Let me see. Stop. Coup de Chance. What is that? Let's see. This cast consists of Lou Delange, Niels Schneider, Anna Lilac, Melvin Popad.
Saying it like that.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. Yannick Coriat. Guilia. So we don't know these people.
No.
I don't know any of these people. So he didn't have anyone in his last movie. 14 million is a big budget.
Would you like to hear about billionaires causing chaos and scamming the public?
Wait.
Consumer protection scams? Would you like to hear about that?
Gina Gershon was in in the one before that. That's about it. I guess word got out not to work with him because even after things had broken out, he was still getting largely good casts.
Yeah, I would not.
He has Timothy Chalamet in this.
I would skip a Woody Allen film just because, for years after, according, to based on what we've seen Blake Lively have to endure, you're going to constantly get bullied about it forevermore.
In 2019, Timothy Chalamet did, with Liev Schreiber and Elle Fanning and, Selena Gomez, huge people, Jude Law.
Okay, I brought another story for you. Are you interested?
Bring it. So I'm very curious about that. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Although I haven't seen a Woody Allen film in a long time. I wonder what the last one was I seen. It's been a while. Maybe it was Midnight in Paris. Go ahead.
Starting February. I don't know if this is true. This is just what somebody's saying online. But if it is, it's pretty fucking scandalous. So Tesla and their cars, they have full self-driving cars, okay?
Yeah.
And people have purchased those.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But in February, apparently they're going to switch to a monthly subscription.
Oh.
And they're removing the option to buy the feature with a one-time purchase.
Oh my God. Here it comes.
So somebody was like, hey, I'm going to buy this car specifically because it has the self-driving feature. And then they're just going to have to keep paying for it.
Now they're going to have to make a perpetual car payment. Mm-hmm. It's just all about always taking your money. Like just every corporation,
I know.
It's rent, it's tax. You buy a house, you're like, I can't rent, I'm going to buy. So you buy a house, and then after you pay off your house, you pay taxes.
Yeah, this is what a lot of people were saying about AI. They were like, yeah, cool, you want to use your chatbot now, but you better figure out a way to not rely on it because they're going to start making those prices real steep.
Eventually, as soon as you're hooked, it's you're in. They're gonna keep you. They're gonna take all of your fucking money, every dime that they can get. It's sickening. It's sickening, bro.
Yeah, you don't get to just buy stuff anymore.
It's really bad.
How are you doing?
Top.
You're top notch?
Yeah. Notch. I'm top of the notch.
I was wondering if you wanted to carry the rest of the show.
Sure.
Because I feel bad and I want to go lay down.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm going to get better. I just had a few days of poisoning.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to worry about me. I'm good. I just feel a little sick.
All right. Well, in a first, I'll be abandoned for the last half hour. No, last 40 minutes.
Sorry.
I got to solo it. I
Okay.
haven't done a solo 40 in I don't know how long. Go on, get out of here.
I know.
Then.
I love you all. Good night. I will be here tomorrow. Don't worry about me. See y'all.
Goodbye.
I had a great time.
We had a great time with you, I think. Everyone's wishing you would get better, and you can include me on that list. I really am worried. Not gonna lie. I get worried about this shit. This chick is never sick. I don't know what's going on. It's a bummer. Okay, so who doesn't want to be slow bands doesn't want to be a nihilist. Don't be a nihilist if you don't want to be a nihilist. There's a maybe there's an anti-nihilist kind of like tea or concoction that you could use to end your nihilistic thoughts. I don't know if being a nihilist is so bad anyway. Okay. In another filing, the New York Times is, I'm going to be glancing at your chats and stuff. So watch me fade in and out of this. Cause like I said, I'm solo and I'm, probably not great at being solo. Anyway, the New York Times has filed for a summary judgment against Wayfair, for their, I guess this is for their, what is this? This would be for, I guess this is for their fees or whatever. So that's interesting. It's been a busy day on the docket. The docket's kind of all over the place. So that's kind of interesting. What else have I got here? Let me go into some of my stuff that I had that I love to get Angela's reaction to, but she's going to rest. And until she does, I'll just get your reactions. Okay, so check this out. This is interesting. This has almost 53,000 upvotes. This is an American thing, guys. So for those of you not in America, I don't know that you'll care much about this, but a U.S. senator introduces One Fair Price Act legislation that would bar businesses. Listen how fucking, we were just talking about how greedy corporate fucking America is and how like Tesla's now going to charge you for self-driving, or they'll probably have like packages, right? Like parallel parking package. Oh, well, I only want to use it for parallel parking. Oh, that's only $20 a month. But if you want to drive, through cities, if you want to take naps in the back seat, that's like $200 a month. Fucking madness. Well, a U.S. senator introduced a One Fair Price Act legislation that would bar businesses from using personal information they collect about customers to charge people different prices for the same fucking products. You know what's so fucking interesting about that? Corporations, like we talk about like taxation. We talk about how the rich should be taxed more. And they're all like, hey, that's not fucking fair. But look what they do. Look what they fucking do. I just think that's so fucking interesting. Like they want to be able to like, I make $2 million a year. They want to be able to charge me. Where is this? I think it's in Sweden or somewhere, but I think it's in a European country where their fines are commensurate with one's wealth. So if I got a parking ticket I think it's Sweden. If I get a parking ticket in Sweden, I'm going to pay the lowest amount because I'm a broke ass motherfucker. But if Leonardo DiCaprio gets a parking ticket, his parking ticket might be $10,000. It might be $7,000. It might be something meaningful enough for him to think about it in the same way that like if you're just regular earning folk and you get a $100 ticket, you're like, God damn it, it's annoying. You know what I mean? So, which by the way, I'm a fan of. I love this idea, because the rich can just do whatever the fuck they want because they can afford to get out of it, just buy their way out of every problem. Oh, fucking parking tickets don't matter. I'll sit in this, oh, you towed my fucking car. I don't care. I have another one coming right now. By a driver that I paid fucking, a salary to, so on and so forth. So it's just like, the rich get away with everything because they have money. They can get away with bloody everything. So the senator's saying that, he wants to stop. And it's so funny because what the rich want to do is they want to use an algorithm to basically charge people more money who can pay more money. And I just think that they keep using this. It's like, they're against, corporations are against like a UBI or any kind of government subsidies for, citizens and residents of America. But yet they're the largest recipient of tax breaks in the American tax system. It's amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I hope it passes, because that is some fucking crazy shit. Like imagine that. Imagine like, my cable bill is $80 a month, but like, my billionaire friend, he's got to pay $22,000 a month for cable. Justice for Justin is hilarious. That's so funny. If you mean by justice that he's going to face justice, then I'm with you. He is. The guy's admitting to all of his shit in his deposition. I don't know if you're reading it, but it's not good for him. Not at all. What else I got for you guys? Oh, this one's interesting. For any of you guys who are who might be smoking or wanting to quit smoking, this is very interesting. In fact, I just responded to a guy. I read a book called, I think it's called The Easy Way to Stop Smoking. I think the author's name was Alan Carr. And I quit smoking. I read this book, and the guy just convinced me by making kind of a fool out of the industry, and then ultimately like aligning with us and saying, yeah, I mean, you've been scammed, you've been bamboozled, and you should quit smoking for that reason, because they're literally taking your life and your money all at once. And it all made sense, and I was able to quit. And that's actually, it was just shortly after that I met Angela. And in fact, one of the motivations for me to quit smoking was because I was single and I wanted to meet somebody, but I didn't want to meet a smoker. But there I am, like smoking in the back alley, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I read this book. It was helpful. I still went through a fuck of a withdrawal, but I was successful, and I've now been, smoke-free for 15 years. So I'm very happy about that, obviously. But the study shows that quitting smoking apps are 3 times more likely to help ditch cigarettes than willpower alone. So for every 1,000 people trying to quit, using an app resulted in roughly 40 more successful quitters than receiving basic advice or no help at all. So if you're fucking struggling, then get an app. Try out an app. Try them all. Try every fucking one of them. I think that's fantastic. Cosmic Urgency says that Elon is for UBI. Well, they're all going to be for UBI eventually, but they're not going to let it go. UBI is not the best example, because the whole oligarchical cycle is their money just keeps coming through us. I mentioned it about my parents. My parents worked combined 45 years for a landlord for a fucking business owner who owns these apartment blocks that have like 250 suites, worth millions and millions of dollars a year in revenue. And my dad and my mom, they ran this apartment block for 45 years in combined labor, 22 and a half years or 22 years each. Very long time. And he retired them. And when he retired them, he gave them an absolute shit amount of money. I mean, it was just a joke. I couldn't believe it. It was less than 1% of their entire earnings at the company, less than 1%. It was a laughable amount of money. It showed their greed, his greed, on its face. But what's more is that he then jacked their rent up because they were rent free, and they're senior citizens. My mom, late 70s, my father, mid 80s, and he worked them right up until this past December. He was totally fine with these elderly people working their butts off for him. My dad would he's manhandling these big trash bins and just crazy shit. And in fact, it was while my dad was working that he fell and banged his head and it nearly killed him. So this guy, this millionaire, he gives my parents a pittance. Then he jacks their rent up to $1,500 a month, from nothing to $1,500 a month. And they have no income now except their Canada pension, because my parents were terrible with money. So the result, of course, is that the money that he gave them is going right back to them, to him, through the rent. He gave them a bunch of money. In 1 year, my parents will have returned all of the money that he gave them in the rent, back in the rent. And this is how the oligarchs work. So they're going to be for UBI because they're going to want the money to continue flow back to them. They need that. It's like buying and selling stock. You know, like how many times has Elon Musk owned Amazon stock in his career? Bought, sold, bought, sold. It's like Bitcoin, all this other shit, right? They buy, they sell, they buy, they sell. Buying the dips, selling on the, when it's bullish. So, when it's, when the market's high. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. What's going on here? Let me get into some of these. What are you guys talking about? What's going on? Do you all ever read the attorney billing? I'm not sure what that is. So long as his parking ticket isn't over $25, I'm sure he won't mind. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Justice for Justin is hilarious. Why did slow car get laughed at? What did you say? Oh, yeah, that's funny. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Like a urine infection is really funny, slow car. You guys are hilarious. Let me see. Attorney billing. And in the court cases that aren't the main news, I'm worried we are already siloed in an algorithm. And I am a reality theorist. Well, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm going to hypnosis to stop vaping. Well, that's great. Yeah, is it Slobehand? I'm sorry, my fucking eyes suck. Yeah, well, that's great, man. Or get an app, work with an app. But yeah, quit smoking, dude. Get off of vaping. Stop all that shit. Stop all that shit. You gotta stop it, man. They're just stealing your life and your money. It's awful. I know, right? Fucking slow cars talking about how it's an insane world and that everything is such a scam. Here, like in Georgia, we have Georgia Power. So my bill, I never did the like average monthly bill or whatever. I always just whatever I'm spending that month, I pay. And so obviously there are months when it's very low, like it was like $70 a month. And then there were months where it was really high, like 180, even breaking 200 on occasion, but very rarely on the very cold or very, very hot days. Check it out. So at some point, I guess they convinced me. I don't know. I got enough repetition of an advertisement from Georgia Power to join their, average monthly payment or whatever. So I did. And my average monthly payment was going to be $90 every single month. And as soon as I joined that, within 3 years, my monthly bill is $185 a month, which almost doubles my entire bill in that period, my entire monthly bill in that period. And they're doing it under the auspices of that's what I'm going to be using in electricity, not electricity that I'm actually using. So they bugged me for a decade to sign up for this fucking thing. And then I did, and it ended up doubling my expense. And I don't even know how it happened, and I have no recourse. I have no idea what to do because I'm now in this system of theirs, which has me funneled into paying, this fixed amount. They just find these corporations, utilities, whatever they are, these oligarchs, they just find different ways to take all of your fucking money. That is their only goal. And they give it back to you when they hire you. And if they can't hire you because they don't need you, they have robots to do the job, then they're going to be a part of, they're going to pay taxes on that robot or that robot's production that will go into a fund that will fund UBI so that we can give them our money again. That is the loop we're in, I mean, it's crazy. And they all own different parts of it. They own parts of, in America, you know, they own the hospitals, they own the fucking doctors, they own the insurance companies, they fucking own, you know, the grocery stores. They own everything. And then they give you the money you need to buy everything so that they can make that money back. It's amazing. It's the way in which they compound their wealth. It's phenomenal. And depressing. Like losing Bob Weir. I was listening to him today, man. CC Rider, bro. Listen to CC Rider. The fucking song is so dope. He just sings it with such like heart and blues. Oh man, I love him. Why are people so greedy, Conley DiCaprio? Don't ask me. I don't understand. Like, man, I live on nothing. And I'll tell you, man, if I had like, and it's like, I know like conveniences come, right? Obviously, if I had the money, I would get a bigger house and that would mean more money. And so how much more money? You know, it's probably substantial. My rent is pretty cheap. You know, all the different things that sort of elevate the amount of money that you need on a monthly basis in order to sustain whatever station in life that you reach. But like the idea of like I truly believe that Tobey Maguire came after Don's Plum for greed. I don't believe there was anything else. I had a great relationship with Tobey Maguire. I had a great relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio. We were all incredibly tight friends. We made a fucking movie together. I'm in their homes. I'm eating, you know, their mother's cooking. Well, at least in Leo's case. So, you know, like it was a great relationship. There was no reason even leading up to what the tensions that we had leading up to, because look, when it comes to making film or working on major projects, there's always going to be tension around that to some degree, whether that tension's coming from an external source like a studio or something like that, or it's coming internally with creative struggles. These large projects come innately with struggle. And if you're making a large project or you want to make a large project, expect that. And if you're fortunate enough to not have to deal with that, then things are gonna go really great for you, and that's gonna be unusual. You know, usually we're gonna have to deal with some kind of tension and discomfort, and we did that, and we had that, and we dealt with it, and we managed it as best we could under the circumstances, and of course those circumstances including that we're dealing with Leonardo DiCaprio, who was on the this huge rise to massive stardom, and everybody knew it. So I kind of lost my track, I guess, but people are, well, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. Sorry, guys. I'm solo. Angela would keep me on track. What's that you said? Okay. No, she's not there. Never mind. What else you guys are talking about? Let me see what's going on here. 200 people, yeah. All right, that was a song I just wrote. I just wrote that song for you guys. What'd you think of it? It was pretty good, right? Oh yeah, see, I told you the other day there was another guy busted for child porn. This is a High School Musical star. Do you know who that is? Do you know who? I don't know if you guys know. I never saw this show. I'm not a musical guy to begin with. I'm not a high school guy, so it was just a bad combo all around. But check it out. High School Musical 3-star arrested for possession of child porn. High School Musical 3-star Matt Prokop has reportedly been arrested on a charge of possession of child porn and 4 misdemeanor charges. The former child actor, 35, was arrested and taken into custody in Texas at the Victoria County Jail on Christmas Eve. Wow, Merry fucking Christmas. Prokop, who is best known for appearing in Disney's High School Musical franchise, faces 4 misdemeanor charges, including 1 count of a violation of bond tied to charges from 2024. So I guess it's misdemeanors, so nobody's like freaking out. But it's kind of gnarly. Oh, there's Sarah Hyland. I knew her for a brief minute. I mean, to say I knew her is probably a stretch. Hung out with her a few times. What else you got? Dale. I'm going through my notes, guys. Sorry, it's kind of nice when I can do this while Angela's like filling you guys with great perspectives. In uplifting news, I loved this. I saw this headline. The world is already experiencing an overall glut of oil Analysts expect prices to fall and demand to peak in the next decade, making new fields less palatable to investors as the global oil industry faces a broad transition to renewable energy. And what's so fucking interesting about that for me is that you have, Donald Trump running on things like drill baby drill and coal farming, I mean, the fucking madness of it all. But it just shows you like that's not something that he has as his own interest or as an interest that, that is based on any kind of, reasonable trend. He's obviously bought and paid for. That's a bought and paid for situation by the fossil fuels and these old combustible fuels. That's all bought and paid for in the same way that, remember when he did the beans? What was that company? You know that company? Do you remember that? It was in his first term, Goya. That's right, it was Goya. He had like Goya beans and Goya products on the White House on his desk in the Oval Office. It was fucking weird, bro. Oh, I gotta show you guys this. This is fucking awesome. Look at this shit. Hey, this is for anybody out there in the UK. You're gonna fucking dig this if you don't know about it already. So there's a mysterious little cat called the ghost cat in Europe, and it's making a comeback. It was, I guess, an endangered species. I'm going to put this up for you guys to see because it's that cool. Let me do this. Actually, I can also do... Ah, yeah. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do it like this. Here you go. Check it out. Look at that cat. Is that not the coolest thing? So a rare wild cat. Now look at this. In 2020, wildlife photographer, she was trudging through the snow, remote rugged area. Take a photo of the European, so elusive. I want to know what it's called. Has anyone seen any? Look at this cat. Is that not a wild looking animal that this guy photographed out in the wild in Europe? I had no idea you guys had cats, by the way. I don't know why I didn't think. Oh, look, there's a video. Get out of here. We're going to watch it right now. What? What, BBC? What? What? What'd you do, bro? Oh, look at that. Check out that cat, dude. That's rad. This blows my mind. I love this shit. The ghost cat. I guess it's a ghost cat because it's so fucking elusive. Anyway, it's making a comeback. There it is. You can see it right there. It's a fucking pretty little kitty. I want one. Don't you? Don't you want one? No? All right, let me go to chat. Yeah, that tail's so rad, isn't it? Anyway, I was really excited about that. I get really excited about fucking things like that. Like, I just love stories about, like, species making comebacks. Or especially, like, I didn't know you guys had that, like, wicked-ass little cat. It's like a... I don't know. I love the face. Anyway. What else we got here? That's too big of a story. All right, so maybe I don't have much else. Let me see. What else you guys got in the chat? Anything? There was this other... Oh, you know what? I do have one more Justin Baldoni to read for you, actually. Let me go to that. I have one more small bit of testimony. It's not major, but I thought it was very interesting nonetheless. Where are we? Oh, this I wanted to share with you, especially No Two Trolls, because you have kids. Check this out. But anybody with kids, if you have kids, listen to this. A study reveals that children who play musical instruments over several years exhibit stronger vocabulary skills than their non-musical peers. Musical training might serve as a buffer against the academic disadvantages often associated with living in lower income neighborhoods. How fucking amazing is that? Listen to that. Now, that'll never happen fucking here in America. But dude, the music programs at your schools, the music programs in your communities, like if you're an active community, person and big in your community, try to organize some fucking, community music opportunities, like community center music opportunities or whatever. So check it out. This is in one of my favorite websites called SciPost for psychology, PSYPOST.org. A recent analysis of a major development data set reveals that children who play musical instruments over several years exhibit stronger vocabulary skills than their non-musical peers. The findings indicate that music training might serve as a buffer against the academic disadvantages often associated with living in lower income neighborhoods. This research appeared in the Annals of New York Academy of Sciences. Educators and neuroscientists have debated the extent to which artistic training impacts the brain for decades. Playing an instrument is a demanding activity that requires a student to integrate auditory perception with fine motor control. It forces the brain to monitor pitch and rhythm while maintaining focus for extended periods. Researchers suspect that these rigorous mental demands strengthen general cognitive abilities. The theory posits that the discipline required for music transfers to other domains. The theory posits that the discipline required for music transfers to other domains, such as language processing and attention regulation. Asai Habibi, something like that, an associate professor of psychology at the University of Southern California, led the investigation. Habibi and her colleagues at the Brain and Creative Institute sought to determine if these cognitive benefits are consistent over time, and they also wanted to understand if music training affects children differently depending on their socioeconomic environment. The team focused specifically on whether music could act as an equalizer for children facing economic adversity. I just fucking love this. Like, first of all, I just love this because I'm a big fan of learning an instrument at any age, bro. It's interesting that, you know how, like, I don't know if you know this, but like middle-aged men, like they gravitate toward the guitar or another instrument, but typically the guitar. Like I was hanging out with the guys who, I was kind of younger at the time, and I was hanging out with all these older men, and all of them were fucking taking up the guitar. I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, you guys, you got a guitar club going? It was awesome, actually. But it's interesting because obviously it's probably prescribed in some way by their, doctors or whatever. Like, hey, do something, play guitar, tennis, whatever. But I also wonder if there's a part of it that is almost like instinctual, like that we're driven toward it in some way. I mean, maybe that sounds stupid, but I just feel like, you ever see those animals that go and lick salt because they need the nutrients from it? They don't know that. I mean, they do because their body is demanding it, but they're not sitting there going, oh, that salt has a specific nutrient that I need. They just go to that salt because it makes them feel better. So I wonder if, or at least, you never know, maybe they are having a fucking telepathic conversation. What do I know? Maybe they are sitting there like scientists and like breaking down the salt by their, with their little tongues. They're like, oh, this salt is made up of all this fucking proteins and whatever. I don't even know what makes up salt. I have no chemistry value on this earth at all. But presumably they don't. And maybe we're like that too. Maybe we move towards things that help us become better or healthier or where there's deficiencies. So it's like, I need something, and then we go and we get it. I don't know. Maybe that's nuts. Let me see. I don't think that's true about Marty Supreme. Let me see. Marty Supreme, maybe in domestic box office. Marty Supreme's. So Cosmic Urgency is saying Marty Supreme has surpassed one batter after another in box office, and that might be domestically, but I don't think that would be true worldwide. Yeah. So interestingly, it has surpassed, let me go, one battle after another, but it's only done $10 million worldwide. An additional 10 million. One battle after another. And that matters. And this is the truth about, is it a comedy? I guess it is, right? Because it is, right? So let me see. Box office, all right. So One Battle After Another has done $206 million worldwide, and Timothée Chalamet's movie has done $80 million worldwide as of right now. But it's still, it's still making money. It was like whatever. It was in the top 5. Let Marty Supreme, that is. Let me see what domestic box office was. Domestic was 75.1. So yes, it would have, it either, it's, you know, they're tied or just surpassing the domestic number, which is substantial, especially when you think that Marty Supreme is basically Timothée Chalamet carrying the whole thing. Whereas in One Battle After Another, you have DiCaprio, you have this stacked cast, and you have Paul Thomas Anderson. So when you think about it, Marty Supreme, A24, so much smaller distributor, even though they're fucking huge. Let's face it. I mean, they're a big fucking deal, but they're not. What is this? Universal, Warner Brothers. Who put out this movie? I forget. Who put out One Battle After Another? Who distributed? Come on. Warner Brothers. Okay, so Warner Brothers versus A24 is not even, I mean, Warner Brothers is about to sell for, what is it, $58 billion? What is A24 worth? A24 is worth $3.5 billion. Warner Brothers is worth about $50 billion. And A24 has Marty Supreme starring Timothée Chalamet, and that's about it. And yeah, it exceeded One Battle After Another in domestic box office. That's an amazing achievement. It really is. It says, so somebody saw it. Let me see this. Let me see. I have a client who's worth $22 million. She's and family have so much money, spending $2K a day is nothing. I used to get crazy amounts for tips, and I'd share it with family. Well, you're fucking such a sweet person in every possible way. I would do the same thing. I really would. Zac Efron. Oh. Let me see. Boop. Where are we? Marty Supreme. Somebody said something about Marty Supreme. You still got to see Marty Supreme, bro. Wild ride all around. I got to see it. Yeah, it's Slow Car that said that. I want to see it, but I don't go to theaters anymore. I will. Excuse me. I will go back to theaters if it's safe, but I just don't feel safe. My health wise, you know. So I got to wait till this stupid shit comes out. As soon as it starts streaming, I'm going to watch it like super. You know what? The truth is I've never seen a Chalamet movie, so I got to watch them all. It's Timmy's time. Yeah, it seems to be. What's your favorite Chalamet movie out there, you guys? Which one should Angela and I see first? That isn't Marty Supreme because we don't have access to it yet. Tell me your favorite Chalamet movie, and I will watch it. We will watch it this weekend, or maybe even during the week. Faye Dunaway's still fucking doing it, bro. Nicola Peltz, Beckham, Faye Dunaway, Jack Houston, Mira Sorvino, and Betty Gabriel set for ballerina drama Prima. Isn't that crazy? This Timothy Busfield thing is just... Man. I am going to leave my house again, Cosmic Urgency. Cosmic Urgency said I'm never going to leave my house again because we don't go... We are. We're certainly going to... This isn't going to last forever. And eventually either... Listen, you know what was interesting? I saw more masks over this holiday season than since that, you know, probably since 2021. More masks out in the wild, just at grocery stores or whatever, than ever before. So it's just all about, it's just all about when the adoption to either, more people taking more safe, sort of safe precautions like wearing masks, or eventually there's a medical breakthrough, an RNA that actually a vaccine that actually does more than just prevent hospitalization, but actually prevents things like long COVID, which I believe I suffer from at the moment. So anyway, we'll see. I'm optimistic, and we're not able to go out and socialize, and we're not able to go out to the movies and stuff like that. And that does suck, but we have a happy life. It's just, kind of lonely. Not now, not with you guys. Let me see. Conley DiCaprio loves all of Chalamet's movies. He's like a whole new Leo. Well, that's really fun. Yeah. I mean, he's really talented. That's pretty clear. See, I couldn't see Wonka. Slow Car says that, Chalamet's got great range and Wonka was really fun. I just didn't want to buy. First of all, I didn't even like the original. And I loathed the Johnny Depp version. And so I'm like, how many of these you guys are going to make in my lifetime? Maybe I'll watch Willy Wonka. I hate it already, though. I hate it. And maybe that's, maybe I shouldn't, but I do. I fucking hate it. This director, let me see this guy. What's his name? Josh Safdie. Josh Safdie. Oh, he did Uncut Gems. This guy's fucking huge. So he's a massive director. Good for him. Uncut Gems, bro. Yeah, the chocolate slander. It's not slander. It's just like, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is, man. I read the books, by the way, as a kid, and I loved them. I read, there was a couple of them, right? There was a Chocolate Factory and the Great Glass Elevator, I think it was called, or something like that. There was one about a glass elevator. I really liked that one. And then there was the Chocolate Factory one or whatever, the chocolate, you know what I'm saying? And I like those books. I like the books. The movies creep me the fuck out. Like when Gene Wilder has that really that meltdown, he's fucking genuinely scared the shit out of me. I was mortified. So there's that. And then Johnny Depp just didn't do it for me at all as Willy Wonka. I felt like, I don't know. I'll watch it, but it's a super wholesome, adorable Wonka. Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a creepy Wonka where what the fuck is going on here? Why is everyone weird? And why is he exploiting dwarfs? And, these kinds of things. I'm vehemently against the exploitation of dwarfs. Okay. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be? All right. Let me see if I can read this last thing for you guys. Let me find it. First of all, these guys are fucking. You want to hear Justin Baldoni being sassy? Here's him being sassy. In this testimony, let me see where it starts. So this is by Miss Shaw. Okay. She says, question, no idea. Answer. And this is where this excerpt picks up, so you'll have to bear with me. Answer, I don't know what I meant. Question, okay. And then you write, as read, it's a man coming in to say, this female writer sucks and I need to save it. Let him drown in his own pool. Do you see that? Answer, yes. Is that the sum and substance of the idea that you were relating? Which part? He answered, the pool part or the other part? All of it. 1 second. Pardon me. All of it. Answer. It seems to be that way, yes. In other words, this is something that he created. Like he came out with a story about this in the first place. This was not something that we came out with and wanted to talk about. Question. Okay. And are you essentially saying here that because he came out with this story, let's flip it against him and make him look like a misogynist? Answer, I think that those are your words. Question, I'm asking if you agree with that interpretation of that idea. Answer, I don't believe I do. Question, you don't think that the idea that Mr. Sarowitz was relaying was because they came out with this story, let's flip it against them and essentially make Ryan look like a misogynist? Shapiro objected. Baldoni answers, I don't believe I had to make Ryan look like a misogynist. That wasn't my question, said Miss Shaw. Another objection by Shapiro. The witness said, that was my answer. Okay, so do you disagree with the interpretation that the idea that Mr. Sarowitz was relaying was because Ryan had come out with a story about rewriting that scene, and you should use his words against him and make him look like a misogynist? And the answer is, I disagree with what you said because I don't know if a story that came out about Ryan, because I don't know of a story that came out about Ryan rewriting a scene. So there he is being sassy. That's my answer. Still, I think I probably had a couple of those in my deposition. I'm going to read my deposition for you guys one day. The whole fucking thing. You guys are going to just sit through it. No, you won't. You'll just leave. But it's kind of interesting. Okay, let me see. The one I had for you was... Or maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow since I can't find it. I have it here somewhere. I'm sorry. I can't find it. What else you got? Anything? Slow Car. He was great in Wonka. Original Gene Wilder is one of my favorite movies, and both of him and Depp didn't mess up with Wonka. I didn't like the Depp version. I'm going to see this other version. But again, Willy Wonka scares me, dude. Maybe it doesn't scare me anymore. Maybe I just need to grow up and be okay with it. You know? Hang in there. Hang in there. Yeah, archival raccoon. Yeah, man. Let's see let me do this. I'll leave with a random selection of my deposition. I'll just do a random reading of my own deposition. This is so random. David Stutman versus Leonardo DiCaprio. This took place on Monday, October 5th, 1998. Volume 2. Let me see. Oh, this will be fun. You guys will love this, actually. All right, let me start this with... I'm going to find the beginning of this because you're going to dig this. Here we go. Let me see. Oh, this is in the book. This is in the book. You guys, whoever read the book is going to love this. Okay. So would you say it was between January and March of 96 that conversation took place with Tobey Maguire? Answer, your guess is as good as mine. This is me. This is my deposition, okay? And the questions are being asked by DiCaprio and Maguire's attorney, Jay Laveley of Laveley and Singer. I believe he's now deceased. And I don't even care because he was a fucking jerk off. Okay, answer, your guess is as good as mine, I say. Question, I'm not asking you to guess. I'm trying to break it down. Based on what you had seen and what you were commenting on, can you tell whether it was something that you had seen based on the editing process or prior to the editing process? It was during the editing process, so you might fit it into those dates. And you think it was definitely before the March 1996 shoot, correct? Answer, certain of it. Question, so wouldn't it have to have been in January, February of 1996? I suppose it would be, yes. Mr. James, objection to the extent that it misstates any of my facts. Mr. Laveley, what type of vehicle did Tobey Maguire What type of vehicle did Tobey Maguire have that you were sitting in at that time? A red truck. I don't recall the make. I do. It was a Toyota. Question. Where were you going or coming from? Answer. We saw a film, Children of the, I don't know, I can't remember. It was like Children of Lost City. James, Children of Lost City. Witness, that's me. James is my attorney, by the way. The witness, me. I think that's what it was called. Mr. Laveley, did Mr. Maguire ever tell you that he wanted that scene or reference in the film that you mentioned removed or taken out of the film? No. Did anyone ever tell you that? Mr. James, exclude any communications that you've had with your counsel. The witness, I've heard rumors of that, yes. Mr. Lavely, well, let's deal initially with anyone telling you that Mr. McGuire had wanted that scene out. Did anyone ever tell you that? I recall hearing, I recall someone saying that to me. Who said that to you? That I don't recall. So you mentioned a rumor that you had heard, but you don't know who told you the rumor? Well, I've heard it from, frankly, quite a few people. It was going around and it came around. But nobody that told you that rumor knew where it originated from? Not that I know of. Who told you the rumor? I don't recall. You mean there were a lot of people that mentioned the rumor, but you don't know any of their names? I don't remember who specifically said that, told me that Toby might want that out of the film, but you recall such a rumor. I do. And about how many times did it come up? More than once? Yes. More than 5 times? Possibly. Well, can you give me a range? Was it between 5 times and some other number of times that you can give me a reasonable estimation of? I can't give you any reasonable estimate. It came up numerous times. Did you discuss what you have referenced to as a rumor with any of the cast members that you recall? I don't recall at this time. Did you discuss that rumor with Mr. McGuire at any time? I don't recall discussing that with him, no. And specifically, oh yes, I did. I do recall, yes. Okay, well, before you tell me when you discussed that rumor with Mr. McGuire, first of all, tell me for the record what the rumor was that you mentioned in your testimony when you said that you had heard a rumor going around. What was that? The rumor that I heard was that Toby was embarrassed about that line, that he would want to see it removed from the film. And specifically, what line did you hear that he was embarrassed about that he wanted removed from the film? I believe the line is, sometimes when I beat off, I stick my finger up my ass. No, I'm sorry. Sometimes when I beat off, I stick my finger up and then Derek says, up your ass, bro. And then he says, not up my ass, but around it. It feels good. Something like that. Question. And this rumor that you just identified, when did you first hear that rumor? I don't recall. Can you give me a reasonable approximation? I really can't. Can you tell me what year you heard it in? I believe I heard it in 1997. No, I can't. I mean, it's been 3 years, man. Some of this stuff just falls into those general memories. Either you can or you cannot, advised my lawyer. Then I answered, I cannot remember. Well, do you remember whether you heard that? Anyway, I won't go on and on. Do you recall? So anyway, that's some of it can get boring, can't it, right? Okay, so did you have any standard about whether if you liked a particular line, then you would do anything to keep that line in the movie? My lawyer objects to vague and ambiguous. I said, I wouldn't do anything to keep anything in the movie. If anybody has a problem with any part of the movie and they want to discuss that with me or RD, or with RD and I collectively, we'll discuss it. I don't pay much attention to rumors. They don't bother me that much. So my conversations with Toby are the conversations I would rely on. And Toby and I didn't have a conversation on that other than the one that we spoke of in his truck. And I was satisfied that there was nothing to be concerned over. If you guys want to hear what it said in the truck, that's probably super juicy. Anyway, that's some of this shite. So yeah, we'll go over this stuff. There's lots of shit in here, dude. Now I pulled it out. I got to squeeze it all back in. What do you think of these? 50-something glasses right there. Kids. All right, you guys. I'm going to go and tend to my wife. See if she's going to be okay, because she's making me nervous. I'm not going to lie. She just said she's fine. She shouted from the living room. She's fine. See how small our place is? She can hear me in the living room. And I'm in the studio. You guys are fantastic. I love you guys, man. I really do. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for coming back time and time again. It fucking fills me with joy. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to find this Justin Baldoni testimony because I want to read it because it is fascinating. This dude is fascinating. It also gives us some really interesting insights into some of the issues and problems that can arise in productions and how they're dealt with. So I think it's very valuable to anybody who's making film or anybody who has a curiosity for the making of film. So I am glad you guys will, I hope you guys will come and join us again. I am so glad that you did tonight. Anyway, hopefully Angela will be feeling better. If not, we're just going to take her out back and take care of it like we do. American healthcare. All right, you guys, you're the best. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.